5 industries that will be popular in 2030. Hi everyone, welcome back to this video. Now, recently I did research on the industry that will be popular in 2030, and because I saw the heading that says that 85% of the jobs in the world will disappear in the year 2030. So I'm quite curious what are the 5 industry, or at least the 5 industry that will be popular by then. So I found out that actually number 1 is online conferencing. Now, as we know that due to the pandemic, a lot of people start to work from home, and online conferencing is getting more and more heavily used or popular in a way. However, come the year 2030, it will be a totally different game whereby online conferencing, you can do it anywhere. You can, in fact, do it using wearables via the augmented reality, because by then the data, the 5G or 6G that will be in allows us to seamlessly see each other as if we are in the same room. So this is a very interesting area, a topic that can go in depth. If you like, go and search on the Google and read more on the online conferencing using augmented reality. Now, number 2 is sensory. Now, sensory actually got me very excited, because sensory actually refers to products, things that you can actually print out. For example, if you have a printer, there's a 3D printer. Instead of printing out the products itself, you can print the smell. You can actually print out the physical thing and you can touch it. And you can actually taste. And taste can be printed in the form of flavors onto using a printer, home printer that can do it. So, in terms of sensory wise, I would say that a lot of products, you can actually touch them. By then, in 2030, probably you no longer use a mobile phone. It could be other devices that you wear. And you can actually feel the product, the texture, whether you like it or not, and to smell maybe a perfume, whether it is the smell that you like, or you can actually taste certain food sampling in the shopping mall before you go down to buy the physical product itself. Now, this is so exciting. Now, number 3 is environmental. So environmental, we can see it from 2 angles. First is that in terms of environment, probably want to reduce the pollution, air pollutions. So we will be deploying a lot of flying objects, for example, drones, to do surveillance to ensure that the air is clean. And in a way, a lot of drones, so-called specialists or experts, need to be trained on how to fly drones. And if I'm not wrong, this industry right now is not as popular yet due to the fact that not a lot of companies or industry is tapping onto this yet. Probably they need some time to develop something that's more stable. And eventually, drone could also be used for parcel delivery services. However, it's also subjected to limitations. So by then, I hope that this limitation there will be a breakthrough in these areas. We could also be using the environmental robots, for example, to detect natural disaster in terms of policing the areas or alert people using the satellites in terms to check on the environment before something happens. So this is another industry whereby we can see that it could be happening really soon. And number 4 is V-commerce. Now, I use V-commerce because e-commerce is the old version, and V-commerce basically refers to the virtual commerce. In a way that I've seen in certain expos or certain conference, that V-commerce itself is using virtual. For example, virtual mall will be getting more and more popular, whereby you do not leave the home and you can actually go to a mall via your devices that you wear. In terms of, it can be right now the laptop, but eventually it might evolve to something that you can wear, and you can actually go to the mall as if you're in the mall, browse through the mall. And we need a lot of virtual mall designer to design the mall itself. And the virtual mall itself, probably you can browse the worldwide virtual mall or any country's virtual mall. They could all link up together into a network. So in this area, you can actually, by then, the data network we have is very efficient, that you can, in terms of feeling that you're actually in the presence of the mall itself. And of course, with the mall, there's also virtual shops. And the shops also need designer to design the shops in a way that is appealing to the customer. Because right now, there will be less physical store out there and more virtual mall online, whereby the people a lot of people can shop and they can buy. And people always like, as consumer always like to experience new things. And we can see that probably there will be a huge surge in terms of such more, and the demand will be there. And the last one is the wearable technology, which I mentioned before, which is this is number 5. A lot of wearable technology is only possible with the addition of using voice control, using movement control, or using mood control. And for example, for voice control, the intelligent home that we have now, which is the Google Home, or it can be the whatever Alexa that already been popularized in the US, we can see that voice control probably could take another level higher in terms of in the next 10 years, whereby they'll dominate in terms of controlling all the different devices in the house. And at the same time, you probably will get a voice control recommendation in terms of, like, for example, you want to eat lunch. So probably ask this device what you should eat for lunch, and this device can reply you what you can eat, or give you option A, B, C, and you say A, immediately this device will help to order a meals will be delivered to your house. So this is how voice control is going to be the next big thing onwards. Next is movement control. Movement control, we can see that it's being used a lot in terms of in hospital, in terms of performing virtual operations, or in terms of training. Movement control allows, other than the physical performing of certain tasks or training, at the same time you can use movement control to control, like for example, certain movement that you make actually is certain symbols. It's translated to a certain signal to maybe a television set. So the movement control itself is still on the initial phase of development. A lot of developer is working on it and coming out with all the different movement control stuff. We can actually see that movement control itself can also help us in terms of knowing predictions of, in terms of, like for example, there is patient in the house. The movement control itself able to suggest to the caretaker what is the next step to be taken. And next is mood control. Well, imagine that wearing something like a earring, you can actually listen. The earring itself pick up your mood that you're having now, will suggest the song for you. This is a way whereby the mood control knows exactly what the human feel, angry or sad. It will suggest the appropriate song in order to assist you to achieve a more peaceful mind. And mood control probably could help you to with meditation in a way. So these are the 5 industries that I would say will be popular in the year 2030. So if you like this video, do subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you in the next video.